I went from zero to building a 7-figure business using LinkedIn, to also being recognized as a LinkedIn top voice, top sales influencer by Salesforce 4 times, to even using it to promote my Wall Street Journal best-selling book, to building an amazing community of over 75,000 followers. And my content is being seen by 500,000 to 1 million plus people per month all around the world. If I had started back over at zero and had to build them as fast as possible, here are the 7 steps that I would do. Let me dive behind my screen. Number 1, I get clear on the big 3. The big 3 here is number 1, the target market and ideal customer profile. So who exactly are you going after, whether you are a salesperson or an entrepreneur? Who are you going to go after? Who's that person that you're looking for? What are the pains, wants, needs, desires? Who is that specific person? Then number 2, what's that specific problem you're going to solve for them? So this is really key because this is going to help you with how you implement the rest of the strategy. And then number 3, what's the offer you're going to sell? If you're clear on these 3 things, the target market, the problem you're going to solve, and the offer you're going to sell, then you can move on to step number 2, which is optimize the LinkedIn profile. But I'm going to optimize it to actually convert, because the beautiful part about LinkedIn and the profile is if you design it really well, it becomes like a 24/7 salesperson that can bring you leads, fill your funnel, help you close a lot of deals, make a lot of money. So let me actually pull up my profile and I'll walk you through step by step exactly what I would do if I had to start back over. So here I am in LinkedIn. The first thing I would do, super simple, is I would start to optimize to convert. I would start with the headshot first. So just making sure that I had a professional image, right? And by the way, you don't need a fancy camera. You don't have to go get a photographer unless you really want to. This photo right here was literally taken just outside my home office with just my iPhone, and then I went to Canva and I added this little yellow background and a blue border right around. And the reason I did this was for a few different reasons. Number 1, when I'm commenting, engaging, we'll talk about the strategy in a little bit. This pops out, stands out as a side effect, which is cool, which will help you bring in more inbound leads. Now, what's key to understand is you want your headshot to be optimized for your target market, whoever you're going after. Because I'm able to go after sales teams of all sizes, from like super corporate to smaller businesses. What I didn't want to have was to be dressed overly professional in a full suit and tie, etc. I also didn't want to be underdressed as well. So the happy medium for me is I thought was like, what? A button up with a blazer. That's good enough. So that's what I have here. So number 1, you're going to optimize the profile. You want to make sure your headshot aligns to the image you want to track. Now you also see as well with the headshot here, I'm not looking directly at the camera, right? I'm also like laughing a little bit. So it's a little bit different image than most people. So most people have the same basic pose. I want to be a little bit different as a result of mine, which I believe helps bring some more eyeballs and more attraction to what the profile is looking like. So the next thing we're going to want to optimize is also your banner here. So this banner here is basically free real estate. When people come to your page, they check out your profile, what does that tell them about you? So for here, I make it very clear exactly what I do, which at this time I put it here, making it simple. I help sales teams and AE, the account executives, double win rates in less than 90 days with a hybrid training model. But then I have a call to action here, which is contact now to learn more, and my website here. So it's very clear, it's very direct exactly what I do. And then because I have a little bit of social credibility, because I've been featured in different things from LinkedIn Top Voice, MarketWatch, USA Today, Forbes, Wall Street Journal, Salesforce, Yahoo Finance, I've included those as well because it adds a little bit more credibility to the profile too. Okay, next, and I think the mistake a lot of people make is they basically put in the type of role that they have. So for example, they might put a CEO at this company or account executive at an XYZ company, which is it's not bad. But reality is I'm always imagining if a cold prospect was to check out my profile, do they know what I do? Do they feel like I'm of value to them? And that's basically your goal, is that when they come to your profile, you want them to see, wow, this person can be of value to me. So for example here, again, I basically just copy exactly what I had above here, which is helping sales team, the AE's double win rates in less than 90 days with the hybrid training model. Then I put a little bit of credibility, such as being recognized as a top sales influencer by Salesforce 4 times, LinkedIn Top Voice, Wall Street Journal bestselling author. And then at the very end, I put sales coach. And here's reality. So again, when we talk about the commenting, engaging strategy, when you're commenting, they'll see the first few lines, tagline here. So I want them to see the most important things, which is what I basically do to help people out. Okay, so that's going to be a key thing, right? And then of course, you can add a few more links up here as well. When you go into here, you can add some other key links as well. Here's your headline, here's your current position. You can put in here custom buttons as well. So we're not going to get too crazy in that. I just want to show you the kind of basics to be able to showcase this. Actually, I want to show this really quick if this is relatively important, because I want you to be able to see how it says like visit my website. So if inbound lead comes in, or if someone's checking my profile out, I want them to be able to go to my website very easily to get their information, to opt into lead mag, whatever it's going to be. So you're going to want to go in here, and you're going to want to go ahead and put in your name, your information. That's what I'll do. I'll update the headline right here. And then if you go all the way down to edit custom button. I'll go ahead and add in here. It could be you can go visit my website at the time. You can visit my store, view my portfolio, view my blog, book an appointment, request services. So I put visit my website here. Got the best sales page I think is going to be out there. I also click on this because I want this button to show up as well. Okay, let's keep on going down right now. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into the featured section right here. So the featured section, this is just a great piece right here. It looks a little funny for some reason because of their website, but this is a great place where you can put something that's going to be relevant and useful for them. So for me, I like to put like a lead magnet. So I have this really badass training here on the 5 simple shifts to go from earning less than 150K to 250K plus a year. And that's a link that someone can go to here. It takes them right to the page to see the train right there. So that's a nice thing to have as well. So we're going to keep on going down. Now, this next part, in terms of optimizing your profile even more, is there's the about section here. Now, notice here, so a lot of people, they just put here, this is what I do, this is what I'm all about. You can definitely do that, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But generally speaking, most people, they much rather read a story and they want to get hooked. So there's a little bit of sales copy here. It's all obviously true copy, but it's designed, written in a way because I want to bring people in. So for example, I put here, I didn't think I was made for sales, and that was valid when I almost got fired my first sales job. So, however, let's start from the beginning. So this pulls that person in. They're like, oh, what's this all about? So they can go ahead and they can take a look. And there's a whole story. I'm not going to read the story right now, but I share my background story from my background, my family, what I went through, the challenges I went through, and then the upside, what ended up happening, the awards I won, the trips I won, the recognition I won, the success I had before I started my own business, and then some credibility, and then there is some CTA. So you see this again, this is designed me a sales page to help bring people in, help guide them through. So for example, here after the whole story, I say, hey, if you'd like to have your sales team double win rates and close more, here are 3 ways I can help. And I give them different ways to get help, whether it's accessing free sales training or to get my Wall Street Journal best-selling book or to send me a message to work together. All right. Now, as you continue to scroll down in terms of optimizing as well, this services thing is, especially if you have your own company, you can add in the services that you have, which can be very useful for people to see very clearly, again, what do you do? Now, you notice that there's some repeat stuff here, which is important because sometimes people need to read it multiple times to have it really sink in. So again, we help sales teams and account executives double win rates in less than 90 days with our hybrid training model. 2 ways to work with us. We can train and coach your sales team and sales leadership directly. Or number 2, individual account executives can sign up to work with us themselves. And a little bit of credibility with over 550 clients in 4 years with close to 1,000 documented wins. Our system works and it works fast. If interested, send me a message. So again, a little bit of CT, a little bit of copy there as well. Now, as you continue to go down, then there's the experience section. Again, this is very valuable real estate that you can utilize here to help nurture people and to build them up to go from cold to committed. So for example, you may not have all these things, but you just do your best to fill in your experience. But what you want to do is primarily put in results that's going to be desirable. Don't make it or things that can lend you more credibility. So for example here, I'm the author of my book, 6-Figure Sales Secrets, and I put some key bullet points here. Wall Street Journal bestseller, USA Today international bestseller, #1 in different categories, number 30 out of 44 million books, a little bit of the story here. And then also you can add some links here. So if you just go hit this little pencil, you can click on this and you can edit this and you can tweak this a little more and you can put whatever links you want inside there. So for me, I put links to access my book, but also some screenshots so people can see proof. So I'm not just like making stuff up, right, from the Amazon ranking to other stuff. So this is very useful. As you scroll through, you see a similar pattern. Same thing with being recognized as top sales influencer. I got to update this for 4 times now, to even for my own company. So it's like, hey, this is like a little bit of copy. Frustrated losing deals? Are you realizing the biggest cost of your business? We help sales teams help stop losing deals and double results in less than 90 days. So I shared just some experience from there. And again, some credibility. Now I can also add in some media. So here I put in links to my website for case studies, client wins, etc., which can be very useful for people to go through down that rabbit hole. Now, not everyone's going to go through your whole page to even to this level, but my point is that if they are serious or they get a little bit hooked by basically what you're doing on LinkedIn, this is going to come a bit of a rabbit hole that can help nurture them, whether it's closed in the next couple of months or maybe in the future as well. Now, I incorporate other things too. So for every role I've been in, I also make sure I fill it out thoroughly. So if they really want to take the time, they can go through, they can read these things. So for example, sometimes people like, did you actually carry the bag? Did you actually lead sales? And did you have results? They want to know if you actually had success outside of coaching and consulting for your own business. So of course, I'm going to put all that stuff inside here. So I'm going to put all awards and recognitions I've won and achievements. And I even put a picture, a bunch of awards I won over the years intentionally from different roles. Same thing. So you can see that this is sales copy. It's all truthful that you list out here and you break it down so people can go through it. It helps them get a good picture of who you are and what you're actually all about. So you can see so far on your page, when they get hooked in, they know what you're all about. But as they continue to go down here, whether they go onto your website or not, or other pages you want them to go to, they can read down this page and they'll get nurtured as they can go through. And this could be from what's on here to even down your content, which we'll cover in a little bit, but this is a very powerful step you want to make sure you do. Now, if I continue to go down, I have some other stuff from schooling, etc. But what's also really powerful is having recommendations on here. So if you think about this, how amazing of a sales page this is, this not only can you utilize this tool, this platform to tell people what you're all about, who you help, but you can also have like testimonials and case studies on here. That is really powerful. So you can see here, because I've been very intentional about this, I have 75 different recommendations from people that have gone through my programs that I've worked with and trained over the years. And if someone's thinking about maybe wanting to work with me, they can go through, they can read all these things, they can keep going down, and because I've been consistent with it, they can go all the way down for literally years to really help gain credibility. So if you think about this is why I love LinkedIn as a sales page, because you're able to do so much on your singular page. I know people who basically have built a great business utilizing just LinkedIn with a website right here. So you can see if you properly fill it out right here, this is designed to be a very powerful sales page designed to nurture your prospects. So that is step 2. That's optimizing your LinkedIn profile. Now, it takes a little bit of time, takes a little bit of deep thought, a little bit of deep work. Some people will use AI to write their profile out, some of those key components, but make sure, obviously, it doesn't sound like it's written by AI and it actually fits you and who you are and aligns to your target market. So once you have number 2 down, you want to move on to step number 3, which is you want to identify who has your audience. That's exactly what I'll look for. Who has my audience? So who are people that my target market is already following, they already read their content, they already enjoy their content, and I want to make a list, 20 to 25 influencers or thought leaders, right? People that I know are doing a really good job, they're really active on the platform. And what I want to do, make a list of these people, because I want to take note of what type of posts they have, what type of topics, type of style they have, and things that potentially go quote unquote viral with the market. Because this can teach you quite a bit when you actually pay very close attention to that. What you also want to do is identify gaps in what others post, because this may give you ideas on how you can actually stand out. And let me give you a really, really simple example. So when I started my business on LinkedIn, and I think I had maybe 3,000 or so followers when I first started to actually get active and serious on LinkedIn. And that was just people that had over the years, I added just through time, random people from wherever I went. It wasn't my target market. So I would do the exact strategy we're talking about right now. And I started to look at what other people are posting. And there's a few things I observed at the time. Now it's a little bit different now, but at the time I observed a lot of people did not do a good job posting tactical how-to advice. It was very general, very fluffy, very outdated stuff. So I'm like, okay, that's a huge opportunity. Number 2, I also observed that most of them didn't post any type of video content. That's interesting. That's a huge opportunity as well. Then number 3, I noticed that most of them didn't post any type of results or weren't consistent with it, of results of their clients. I'm like, okay, these are huge opportunities. So what did I do? When I first started posting, I started to do all those things. And I took note of what posts they're doing, topics, etc. And then I would utilize other styles to actually stand out in a really good way. I also noticed as well, some of the trainings they would put out, even if it's a longer form training, weren't very detailed. It didn't have specifics and they were really general. They didn't teach you the how-to. They were just, you can tell they're just being high level, which tells you quite a lot about their styles. I realized that. So even when I started posting on YouTube, I'm gonna have these long form videos, but I'm gonna go super granular and teach these things, whether they want to know it or not, but I know it's gonna help them too. And that helps you stand out too. All right. Now, those are things you want to take note of as well, because it's gonna tie to other strategies in a little bit. But as you're taking note of these things, what you also want to do as well with these influencers or thought leaders, you want to mark the notification bell. So let me show you exactly what I mean. This is my good buddy Kevin Dorsey. I like to make sure I comment on his stuff when he posts stuff. So you can go here, right? And you just go boom. Oh, so actually, I need to leave it on. So you click the little bell button, and this is for the people that you find, right? So don't just find random big people who have big followings on LinkedIn and just start like adding them or just hit notification. You want to find the right people. So even if they're not quote unquote huge in your space, but they're well known in your specific industry, that's okay. Because again, what you want to do is you're going to leverage what's called borrowed traffic, which is when you go to their profile or when they post, you're going to engage on their post. If you engage on their post, and if it's a thoughtful, curated comment, what's going to end up happening is your target market, if they're already following that person, they're going to read that, see it, and they're going to go check you out. That's only if it's an insightful, good comment. If it's just, oh, good post, it's interesting, that's pretty boring, it's pretty lame. But if you share maybe an insight or you have some other value you want to add to that post to make it more valuable, then that's going to bring more eyeballs to you. So that's a really powerful strategy, because it's almost like you run a mini piece of content. That's really consistent. So when you identify who has your audience, you want to take note of their style, what they're all about. You want to identify gaps in what the post's about. You want to mark the notification bell. And every day when they post, you want to go and engage on their post. And when you do it consistently, you're going to start seeing inbound connection requests for those in your target market. So you're now actually attracting people into your world. So once they start coming in, what you're going to want to do is go to step 4, right? Which is you're going to want to send personalized videos to every connection request, offering them free value. This is so powerful. So when I first started my business, again, nobody really cared about my prior background. Now it's like, they're like, you're just like any other coach or trainer out there. Who are you? We don't know anything about you, right? So now what I was doing, I wanted to differentiate. So I'm differentiating my content, which we'll cover more in a second. But then on top of that, I was sending personalized videos as well. So personalized videos that would bring people in after they send a connection request. I would bring them something useful after I accepted their connection request. Then I would send them a personal video offering some sort of value, and I'd make sure they knew it was personal to them. So that stood out automatically. Like, it helped increase trust between me and them. That's really powerful. Now, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can either utilize a tool like Loom, where you can film it and then throw a link in there, or you can do it on your phone as well, and you can also record it and just send directly via the direct message, which is really powerful. So if you do this consistent, what's going to end up happening is, obviously the value is useful, right? You'll see it's going to start to open the door to offline conversations. So that's exactly what I do. This is why I did why I started. I'll do the same strategy again, just to build it as fast as possible to stand out from the marketplace. Number 5, this is probably the hardest one, right? But if I've done a good job with just going through and doing my homework and studying my competition, seeing what they're all about, I would start posting content very consistently. Right? Right now, we post 19 posts a week on LinkedIn, but I'll do as many as I could. I would shoot for having 19 posts a week, because ultimately, the more posts you put out there, the more you're going to be able to identify different trends and patterns based on what you're putting out there. You'll be able to iterate very quickly based on how people respond. And you get different types of content. You can have top of the funnel content, which is going to be focused on symptomatic pains, what's going on in the prospect's mind. It can be middle of funnel content. This could be values, stories, testimonials, cases, etc., to bottom funnel direct offers. So these are bottom funnel direct offers, which can be very powerful. And as you get inbound requests and leads that come in, you repeat step 4, which is personalized videos to every connection request, offer them free value. And then step 6, be consistent, right? For all the strategies I mentioned, right? It's not going to be overnight, but I'll just be very consistent with it. I'll build time in my calendar where every single day, first thing I do is I'm going to go, I'm going to post, I'm going to engage, I'm going to run the strategy, I'm going to send connection requests, I'm going to send videos, I'm going to provide value, and I'll be consistent with it, because I know if I do it consistently, I'll build it very quickly. And this is exactly how I went very quickly from, I think 3,000 followers to over 10,000 just a couple of months on LinkedIn. It skyrocketed from there because of the level of consistency. Now, I never really had anything that went just crazy viral. It was just me being consistent with the strategy I just laid out for you. And then I would also start doing number 6, which is I would start doing outbound and using Sales Navigator to really juice the funnel. So with the inbound requests that come through, it takes a little bit of time to build up momentum, but the outbound you can start doing immediately. So if you combine both strategies together, it becomes wildly powerful for filling the funnel very, very quickly, booking a lot of meetings and generating a lot of revenue as well. All right. Now, if you want to learn exactly how to utilize Sales Navigator the right way to fill your funnel up, make sure to check out this next video right here.